Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Thursday, December 17, 2020. Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus Digest. Germany hits new COVID infection record. Germany hit a new record for daily infections on Thursday, on the second day of tough new restrictions. More than 30,400 people were confirmed to have been infected with the coronavirus in the past 24 hours, according to the Robert Koch Institute. The number is slightly higher than initially reported due to delays reporting from one state. This is the first time that Germany has exceeded 30,000 new cases in one day.
Fox report. Los Angeles DA responds to fear-mongering, outrage over new directives. The Los Angeles District Attorney has responded to fear-mongering about new directives introduced in the last 2 weeks, according to reports. District Attorney George Gascon has dealt with backlash to directives introduced shortly after he was sworn in just 9 days ago. The special directive ends cash bail for misdemeanor and non-serious or nonviolent felonies and stops the DA's office from pursuing the death penalty and sentencing enhancements in county prosecutions, Fox 11 LA reported.
BBC report. Jeffrey Epstein ex-associate Jean-Luc Brunel held over sex crime claims. Prominent French modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel is being held on suspicion of rape, sexual assault and human trafficking, French media report. Mr. Brunel, who is in his 70s, denies wrongdoing. Epstein was a fund manager with a vast fortune and properties around the world, including an apartment in Paris. U.S. prosecutors have accused Mr. Brunel, a close friend of Epstein, of procuring young girls for him.
Fox report. Texas, Chicago universities see rise in cheating during remote learning. Universities have recently been rocked by cheating scandals as remote learning during the coronavirus pandemic allows students more tools and access to circumvent the rules. According to reports in Texas A&M, students were found to answer questions faster than they could even read them on a finance exam. Faculty reported concerns of a very large scale to the Aggie Honor System office. University officials offered offending students the chance to self-report by end of business on Dec.
BBC report. Nigeria's Katsina school abduction. Boko Haram shows video of seized boys. In the video, filmed in a forest, gunmen with their faces covered stand guard over boys, some of whom look no older than 10. One child is coaxed into making demands on behalf of the group. The boys were snatched from a boarding school in the northwestern state of Katsina. The 6-minute footage features a boy in the foreground whose clothes and face are disheveled. Dozens of children, some of them appearing to be very young, stand in the background, pleading.
CNN report. This mother makes sure Santa sends reassuring notes to children who can't celebrate Christmas on December 25. Families everywhere are set for the most wonderful time of the year. But in some households, mom or dad can't be around for Christmas Eve. Maybe they work in health care, or perhaps they're deployed in the military. Families like these will sometimes celebrate Christmas on a different day so everyone can be together. And Texas mom Stephanie Davison is making sure kids in those houses get the memo. Santa Claus will still show up on time for their Christmas.
Deutsche Welle report. Coroner traces London girl's asthma death to air pollution. Britain's Lung Foundation and Asthma UK said the rerun inquest had laid bare the invisible dangers of breathing dirty air, while Mayor Sadiq Khan said it was a landmark moment for London to push for low traffic emissions. Coroner Philip Barlow, revising an overturned 2014 inquest verdict that excluded smog, said Ella Kissy Deborah died of asthma contributed to by exposure to excessive air pollution.
Fox report. Georgia student violates Cayman Islands coronavirus quarantine laws, jailed for 4 months, reports. An 18-year-old student from Georgia and her watersports athlete boyfriend were sentenced to 4 months by a Cayman Island court after she slipped out of her wristband monitor to watch him compete at a local race instead of quarantining after arriving from the U.S., according to local reports. Skylar Mack and her boyfriend, Cayman Islands-based competitive jet skier Vanjay Ramjeet, were jailed immediately after their sentences were handed down on Tuesday.
CNN report. America's top general meets with Taliban, calls for a reduction in violence. America's top military officer, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Gen. Mark Milley, met with representatives of the Taliban in Qatar during an unannounced trip this week through the Middle East. Milley met with Taliban representatives in Doha, Qatar is part of the military channel established in the U.S. Taliban agreement, Joint Staff Spokesperson CMDR Sarah Flaherty said in a written readout of the meeting.
CNN report. China formally indicts 10 Hong Kong activists who attempted to flee by boat to Taiwan. Chinese prosecutors have officially indicted 10 of the 12 Hong Kongers detained in mainland China, months after they were arrested for attempting to flee to Taiwan by boat. The indictment took their cases a step closer to court, although no date has been set for their hearings to begin. A court in the southern city of Shenzhen, where the 12 have been held, said in a statement on Wednesday that 2 members of the group had been charged with organizing illegal border crossings, while 8 were charged with illegal border crossing.
Fox report. Ghost boat with $80 million cocaine haul washes ashore on Pacific Island. Police on the Marshall Islands in the Pacific found the largest ever haul in their nation's history when they recovered around $80 million worth of cocaine from an abandoned boat that washed ashore. Police retrieved the 18-foot fiberglass boat at Alec Atoll last week when local residents were unable to move the vessel, saying it was too heavy. Upon inspection, the police discovered 1,430 pounds of cocaine hidden beneath the deck, the BBC reported.
CNN report. Papa John's brings stuffed crust to the pizza wars. Papa John's is putting stuffed crust pizza on its menu next week, the latest salvo in the pandemic-era pizza wars. The new stuffed crust pizza will be available exclusively for members of Papa John's Customer Rewards program starting Monday. Non-members can order it starting December 28. Pizza's popularity has reached new heights in 2020, as people are working from home during the day and eating out less in the evening because of the pandemic.
BBC report. EU court backs ban on animal slaughter without stunning. The EU's highest court backed a Flemish decision to require the use of stunning for livestock on animal rights grounds. The animal is not killed in the stunning process. The head of the Conference of European Rabbis said the ruling would be felt by Jewish communities across Europe. This decision goes even further than expected and flies in the face of recent statements from the European institutions that Jewish life is to be treasured and respected, said Chief Rabbi Pinchas Goldschmidt.
Deutsche Welle report. Russia Olympic ban upheld, but reduced to 2 years. The Court of Arbitration for Sport (CAS) upheld doping sanctions on Thursday that will prevent Russia from competing as a nation at international sporting events, albeit shortening the exclusion from 4 years to 2. The ban covers the Tokyo Olympics and the 2022 Soccer World Cup in Qatar. Russian athletes will still be able to compete as neutral athletes, without Russia's flag, team uniforms, or anthem.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.